자, 5월 1일 오후 5시 48분이 지금 막 지나고 있습니다. 야, 오늘은 제가 아침 도시락을 싸가지고 청평에 가서 강가에 가서 물을 보고 아침밥을 먹고 갔다 와서 또 동네 전통시장 가서 할머니 반찬 가게에 가서 반찬 좀 사다가 놓고 그 다음에 또 우리 동네 한 바퀴 순찰 돌고, 자, 오늘은 또 이 시간은 제가 성경이 아닌 일반 책을 좀 무제한 또 읽는 시간대입니다. Moving forward, taking the lead in your life. Within 2 years, I had gone from solely maintaining a rigorous flight schedule that kept me out of the country 6 to 9 months a year to now incorporating not only a work schedule at Juvenile Hall but a calendar filled with endless volunteer appearances. A change of flag. Why would he want 5 vitals? All literally clipped in like that must do a lot of writing. Vitals. So good they can't ignore you. Why skills trump passion in the quest for work you love. This approach is remarkable, an observation reinforced by the number of speaking invitation. Kirk now receive, including a recent opportunity to address the largest conference in his field about lessons learned as a popularizer. Leadership and self-deception, getting out of the box. In fact, when I am surrounded by sick people, chances are greater that I will get sick myself. The 12 Simple Secrets of Microsoft. How to think and act like a Microsoft manager and take your company to the top. Would such CEOs ever even be in a situation where a non-managerial employee could talk to them? Strategic business forecasting, a structured approach to shaping the future of your business. Many years, not only does a red light flash, but the machine also displays the correct answer, and it remembers that he has missed it. Think, why crucial decisions can be made in the blink of an eye. Second, the widespread acceptance of the notion that there is a massive amount of stress in society create a feeling of melancholic or angry resignation toward life. The goal becomes to manage stress, which reinforces the belief that the power in life lies in events, not people, as claimed. The craving mind. The retreat offered a lot of silent meditation time, but very little instruction. The riches within, your 7 secret treasures. Then jot down at least 5 ways then your top value help the other person fulfill their top value. The first on your loved ones list. The wisdom of a broken heart. An uncommon guide to healing, insight, and love. Almost every night I have the same dream. The happy book. How would you spend an unplugged day? Max your memory. In this instance, building a mind web can be the perfect solution to make sure you approach the task with a sound strategy and you don't forget anything. Using the mind web technique. Initiative and starting are about neither of these. Succeeding as an entrepreneur. Third, Apple PSC is that tackles specific condition can often be adapted to other countries. How to win every argument, the use and the abuse of logic. Social engineering is often proposed on the basis of incomplete assertions governing how humans generally behave. He considered the French withdrawal a Korean victory. Managing for people who hate the managing. Be a success by being yourself. The gory green monster of the workplace is complaining. Gory. Your next 5 moves. B went to all the major banks, including Bear Stearns, Deutsche Bank, and Merrill Lynch, and convinced them to create a new financial product that would allow him to bet against the industry. How to spend less. When I say carry cash, that's only half the story. Effective communication. Start by trying to see things from the speaker's point of view and let your action demonstrate this. Can we all get along? Racial and ethnic minorities in American politics. In sum, it appears that the federal bureaucracy, despite its problems, is more open to minor employment than the private sector, which bode well for an improvement in the way minorities are treated by the government. The overspent American. Why we want what we don't need. Call it a product library. Change your brain, change your life. You'd hate me if you knew. American girls about town. Get ready to paint the town red, white, and blue. Then it occurred to Linda that it would be even better with a pinch more salt. Coaching for performance. This story is from an article by C that appeared in the Wall Street Journal in November 2008. The 100 Simple Secrets of Healthy People. Cherish your friends. When we think about safeguarding our health, we generally think in terms of activities, exercising, eating right, getting enough sleep. Guide to making money in any market, the winning investors. For them, we needed to look at the production side of the economy, not just the consumer side. Thinking in bets. On a fundamental level, fielding someone's good outcome as luck help our narrative along. Reinvention. A guide for anyone looking for success, fulfillment, and a fresh start. When you begin to practice these techniques to get paid more and promoted faster, you will put your career onto the fast track. Somewhere over the Atlantic it fell from the sky, with all lives lost. Everything is a fact, a book about the hope. Trusting in these outcomes is what allows the child to develop rules and principles around them. Success 101. Andy had only one must-see place on his list, since he had been to England so many times. Winston Churchill's War Rooms. The promise of a pencil. I hear you called in sick for almost 2 weeks. I was sick. George Washington and the Art of Obedience. With Washington's support, K retained his command, and the D helped the situation by falling into a river with his horse and drowning. Rising strong. I believe it comes down to a simple question. Can you be kind and respectful to your friend if he or she is hurting you? Mentoring 101. How do I help them do better work? Equip the people you mentor for professional success. Millionaire traders. How everyday people are beating Wall Street at its own game. Then when you go overseas, it's hard enough just to learn our tax system. To try and learn the foreign ones are almost impossible. 6 steps to a successful job search when times are tough. Do not stop until after you cash your first paycheck. Beyond the obvious, killer question that spark game-changing innovation. The backlog of frustrated, angry, and eventually furious customers eventually led to hundreds of shoppers, including me, abandoning their cars and working out. Retirement 101, a crash course in retirement planning. You can go back to collecting benefits at any time by notifying the SSA that you've changed your mind. How to kickstart a successful consulting practice in 90 days. Never let people who strictly deliver tell you they are the ultimate quality factor and the most important piece. In order to have greater happiness, you have to have a great pain and unhappiness. Otherwise, how would you know when you are happy? The elements of style. Let it stand the way it is. The success journey, the process of living your dreams. Mediocrity isn't at root a national problem, nor a corporate or institutional problem, nor a departmental problem. You see, mediocrity is first a personal trait, a personal concession to less than our best. Mediocrity always begins with me. Strategy. If you've been around for a while, you can probably remember strategic initiatives that never delivered what they promised. The simple heart that freely asking love obtains. Solve for happy. Engineer your path to joy. These events are happening simultaneously as perceived here on Earth inside a time slice. Branding only works on cattle. Endeavor to migrate people out of the generic conversation and into ever closer dialogue with you. Managing hedge fund managers. The issue of ownership can also be a prime recruiting tool, and how they handle distributing ownership to key employees can serve as a guide to a smooth transition and a more focused operation. Always day one, how the tech titans plan to stay on top forever. In the years since his article came out, Microsoft has transformed while right-brainers will rule the future. In business today, the journey from innovation to commodity is so swift that successful individual and organization must be relentless. Think twice, harnessing the power of counterintuition. More specifically, studies consistently show that birth order has little or no impact on personality. How to write letters for all occasions. How to write the letters, sometimes just below and to the right of the salutation. The subject of the letter is itemized for ready reference, perhaps this. One simple idea. Next to paying for a costly patent on an unproven idea, this is the single most costly mistake an independent product developer can make. Improve your marketing to grow business. Insight and innovation that drive business and brand growth. How can technology companies build an emotional component into their brand? When my people go shopping, the education of a reluctant businessman. I got a wild hair to run the gross Ventry River in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, without a paddle. How to get control of your time and your life. Discover how to set your priorities, manage your life, and achieve your goals. Is there any alternative to procrastination at this point? Are you fully charged? When you value what you already have, not only will you grow, you won't feel the angst of wanting more. Start late and finish it rich. More mortgage lenders offer programs designed to enable you to do this automatically. The price of tomorrow. He started the Detroit Automobile Company in 1899. It failed in late 1901 because the cars were of low quality and high price. Business made simple. No matter what project you are working on, being able to talk about it in an engaging way will attract the resources you need to make the project a success. The one-page marketing plan. How do you compare this with it's got 4 HDMI ports and 4K resolution? Coaching successfully, decisive and focused in meetings. Cooking for Mr. Latte. Turn the sandwiches once and press down with a spatula to compress. On speaking well. Or are you hearing anybody else and you? The 7 habits of highly effective families. As you go through this process, You'll be amazed at the new options that open up and share the excitement that develop when people focus on the problem and desire the results instead of personalities and position. The paradox of choice, perhaps even more insidious than the hedonic treadmill, is some, is something that D calls the satisfaction treadmill. Reality check. As long as they exist, a partnership can work. The power of less simple tasks. However, it's not until you get to the level of task that you can actually accomplish anything. What about the big stuff? Finding stress, finding strength, and moving forward when stakes are high. When you drift away, it's no big deal. The brain advantage. However, with patient with anosognosia may vehemently deny that the left arm or leg is paralyzed. Paralyzed. Choose them wisely, so to become things. And while this experience passes swiftly, and you quickly forget all that the calm voice evoked, it imparted a competence that will never again leave you, and remembrance that all is well, that everything is going to be forever. Success in selling. Every interview is a fresh challenge. In fact, every interview is a new challenge, and the salesman facing a customer has to virtually start all over again every time without taking anything or anyone for granted. It's always personal, and if each of us start every day with the presumption that at least one person with whom we work will be feeling under the weather, or have a sick child or straying spouse or ailing parent, then we can bring to work the mindset of do unto others emotionally as you'd have them do unto you. Stress management. How to manage stress in any situation. Contingency. Always add a little extra time to your estimate to create some contingency. 12 and a half. You would have been able to spend Friday night packing boxes to get the orders sent on Saturday. 1 minute entrepreneur. The secret to creating and sustaining a successful business. So I stammered. I'm going to New York City. Stammered. A practical handbook for new dads. If your baby is able to sit up in a high chair, lunges for your French fries, or pretend to chew when he shows you chewing, he's probably ready to start on solid food. Lunges. Stop the insanity. Eat, breathe, move. Change the way you look and feel forever. No, no, no. And it never will if you continue to cut calories. E is for exceptional, the new science of success. Bear in mind that even small adjustment to how you spend your time could reap significant benefits. Significant benefits. Consider the extent to which you can say that you genuinely feel engaged and alive at work. Successful selling. Become great in selling by spending more time with a better prospect. How could you do this? Female and Forgetful, a 6-step program to help restore your memory and sharpen your mind. If you have not been diagnosed with any of these problems, the answers to the following question may suggest a medical examination to diagnose them or rule them out. Flight to the plan, the real secret of success. How to achieve more faster than you ever dreamed possible. Because their ability to contribute is not increasing at much more than the rate of inflation, about 3% per year. Unlock your full potential for success. The don't sweat the affirmation. I take the time to understand the unique challenges facing my family members, friends, and co-workers. Story branding, creating standout brands through the power of story. Thinking of the brand as a person, we use the archetypes to analyze a brand's inner layer or the driving force behind why it does what it does beyond the profit motive. Looking out at the looking in. Finally, we can use others' membership, classifying them according to the group to which they belong: Democrat, immigrant, Christian, and so on. Yeah, because at some level we feel that fear needed to be avoided, that we shouldn't visit fear too often, that it's too uncertain and unsettling. Commercial mortgages. Let's examine the asset side of the balance sheet, which is where most of the errors and the value exaggerations occur. Positive energy. The time a friend's grandmother with Alzheimer's ate the tulips on the table instead of the food, and out of a mix of respect and the utter goopiness of the moment, the friend began eating tulips too. Eat this and live. How to make simple food choices. Feel better, look younger, live longer. Specific vitamins and minerals had not even been discovered yet when the U.S. Department of Agriculture first published a set of dietary recommendations in 1894. Economic literacy. If the unemployment rate falls and the labor force does not fall, the economy is improving. The new good life, living better than ever in an age of less. They know how much they are spending on housing, clothes, transportation, and so forth. Everyday millionaires. In fact, I'd argue that the more money you have, the greater your responsibility is to manage it well. Red flags. How to know when you are dating a loser. Early warning signs. The test below can help you determine if you are dating a guy who plans to rescue you into a flaming oblivion. The first things are the first. If family activities are high value for you, you might want to regularly block out Saturday mornings for family activities as you organize your week. All right, I will, but not today. Advice on love and life from Dear Sugar. Anyone who has lived in the world for 26 years looking like what he is, a broken man, is not just average on the inside. The family is the original team formed to handle the most complex management task ever faced. Raising happiness. 10 simple steps for more joyful kids and happier parents. Practicing mindfulness, playing and savoring, stopping to notice something that feels good, are all ways of practicing the growth mindset discussed in Chapter 3. When genius failed, I had a different view, as noted. Brain building games. A prime number is divisible only by itself and 1. Of mice and the man. Yeah, big tall Skinner. You know, the best Christmas I ever remember having was when I was 12 years old and living with my mother in Milwaukee, and my mother was on welfare, taking care of me and another half sister and the brother. 55 secret nurses won't tell you. Perk up. Your favorite morning pastime provide powerful protection against cancer and stroke, and lowers the risk of depression by 20%. Perk up. A passion for success. All human beings are equal. These actors merely have different roles. The 100 Simple Secrets of Great Relationship. As an exercise to get his students to think about what really matters to them, Professor T asked them about their parents' dreams. Presentation skills 201. In our own minds, we are all eloquent. The power of TED, the empowerment dynamic. I find that I know all too well what I don't want in my life. What you do is who you are, how to create your business culture. It knew its customers better than anyone, and it knew that mobile customers valued battery life and the keyboard speed above all. The plan. For the first test, the portion size is the smallest amount possible, say 5 to 6 at the pea pod. Talk to me. How voice computing will transform the way we live, work, and think. Friends. It looked like a child's bedroom, toys in cubbies, a little desk for doing homework, and a whimsical painting of a tree on the back wall. Authentic You, a girl's guide to growing up fearless and true. Research shows that waiting to have sex later in life leads to better outcomes, like less risk of pregnancy and more overall satisfaction with the sex itself. Wolfpack, how to come together, unleash our power, and change the game. Make failure your fuel. New rule. Failure means you are finally in the game. Money Talks, how to make a million as a speaker. About 10 years ago, a speaker at a national convention cited this work incorrectly, and hundreds of others simply incorporated the nonsense into their act. Difficult conversation. Understand the emotion. Explore your emotional footprint and the bundle of emotion you experience. Out of the box. 101 ideas for thinking creatively. Massive overspending, compromise, and last minute design changes all plagued the project. The Gratitude Diaries. Everything in your body is run by messenger molecules, she explained. Quantum healing. There was also the definite possibility that he would be a prey to anxiety and depression, which could be lasting. Science at the museum. Together they batch out over 80 million tons of methane each year. If you have a product that's really gaining a lot of usage, then it's probably a good idea. In the first example, he modifies the noun sister. You can heal your life. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. The armchair economist. The ban on mandatory retirement is touted as a boon to old people. More plausibly, it benefits only those who are old without first being young, the newborn 67-year-olds I occasionally read about in the supermarket tabloid. We may go without food for weeks, but our bodies demand water almost daily. Bidin says the mission, a comprehensive guide to theory and the practice. Tools of Titanic, the tactics. These labels help to protect DNA from damage, among other benefits. $1 billion habits. I had given no thought whatsoever to my skills and deficiencies, ignoring the fact that kids used to call me Super Crow in art class in high school. Quiet power. What if they didn't like him or didn't think he was talkative enough? Brilliant at the living. 31 Insight to creating an awesome life. Break your crutches. Break your crutches. Coaching people adapt to your style. Efficient planning of daily crew schedules. These are lovers and poisonous people. They had allowed potent psychological poison, hostility, frustration, and anxiety to seep into their bedroom and contaminate their relationship. Breaked by choice, uncertainty. In this view, people like Bill Gates are the lucky people who just happened to flip 50 hats in a row. Marketing in the age of Google. I got a set of facts that had been passed up of and even aggregated and cross-validated across a result set. Past. Smarter, faster, cheaper. It is a platform, a hub to spread your idea, and a colossal marketing asset. Your handwriting can change your life. Chapter 5: The Family of Communication. In our Roman alphabet, it represents our initial entrance into the world as a soul carefully wrapped in the disguise of an ego or personality. The power of charm, how to win anyone over in any situation, charming people with your voice. As men may speak truly, but to speak with order, wisely, and competently, of that few men are capable. The sound of your voice has a profound influence on the mood and receptivity of the person you are talking to. The money culture. A woman raised a green and tonic and offered a solemn toast. Younger next year, live strong, fit and sexy until you are 80 and beyond. I often find it hard to make myself go to high endurance all alone, even though I know it's great for me and that it will feel good. Celebrity branding new. Your client ladder of living successfully with screwed up people. Get involved when the explosion is going off and you will definitely be burned. So don't be defensive or try to correct misstatement. Misstatement during an explosion. Why people fail. No daily rituals. I think there are two basic reasons. How to improve your mind. 20 keys to unlock the modern world. It was immediately realized that this concept gave useful information. Stop white people like. In recent years, a number of white women have become obsessed with the idea of being hot moms and having children in their late 20s so that they can check it off the life list of accomplishment and return to their journey of personal discovery. Outstanding. 47 ways to make your organization exceptional. But that doesn't mean training isn't a good investment. Make your point. Speak clearly and concisely, any place at any time. Start to rebuild that in spoken communication. Humans derive 7% of the meaning of the message from the words, the verbal, 38% from the sound of the voice, the vocal, and the whooping, 55% of what do you see, the visual. City Pass the guide. City Pass the guide. Switch. Noah had the maize caught the exercise bug. They weren't exercising anymore outside of work than they had before. 21 ways to inspire change. I'm here to serve you today, and I'm looking forward to meeting every one of you before we land. Get out of your own way. Reflecting back on what I learned from being the last kid picked for all those sports activities. When I visited my grandfather, I have an open wish that I could do a study to find out what became of those who were picked first. Inside the darkest of the brain. However, the definition of the business meant a radical innovation in business policy. You can't predict a hero. They would say, Joe, we know. We are in the five, and abandon the debate and follow direction. The great warming, climate change, and the rise and fall of civilization. The analogies to modern day California with its aqueducts for water-hungry Los Angeles, or to cities such as Tucson, Arizona, with its shrinking aquifers and falling water table are irresistible. Communication, the key to effective leadership. Successful leaders find it satisfying to watch people learn, grow, and succeed under their leadership. Developing your team. Never write another bad book report. Miss L, who had 5 fingers on each hand and 5 toes on each foot, was awarded the Klostovic Medal of Honor. Act like a lady, think like a man. I wanted to get on television to provide a lifestyle for my family that would make them proud. Sleeping with your smartphone. How to break the 24/7 habit and change the way you work. As frustrating as such silence might be, the alternative is just too dangerous. Wait to the what? And life's other essential question. At the end of 2 years, what started as a loosely organized conversation had become an important part of the school's identity across a range of contexts, from the classrooms to faculty hiring to the work environment for staff. Coactive coaching. Bottom line. Tom, what will you commit to? Think big, act small. Rather than move the company to an urban area, where successful business owners gravitate gravitate, and despite the challenges associated with the staffing needs of more than 1,000 people at their main distribution facility, that Foods chose to remain in Mount Sterling. The prosperity paradox. This is the simple yet powerful mechanism of poor. The power of moments. Imagine the things un, unenlightened both might say. Why, yes, serving popsicles to guests is a delightful idea, but honestly, it's just not practical to stab a hotline all day. So why don't you store them in a self-serve freezer near the ice machine? Still is the speak. You didn't create your body, nor are you able to control the body's function. Healing and preventing autism, bacterial infection, the brain, the story of you. What had gone wrong with the cancered brain? Your $1 million dream. This guide provides concrete steps on developing effective ads with the example of incorrect ads and corrected ads. The winners of the brain, bouncing back into success. Effortless small talk. A power pose is any standing position that represents a powerful stance. A classic example is the superhero pose, hands on your hips, chest out, head held at high, and the feeling of dominance. Secret of a CEO coach. Will I keep at it even when stifled presentation? Great at the memory hook, but what's the story? Creating success from the inside out. The faithful servant. In one parable, was honored for investing this way, expecting a return, while his fellow servants who played it safe were really scolded. Give, and it shall be given unto you, full measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Luke chapter 6. Double your money. In America's finest companies, the unbeatable power of rising dividends, the unbeatable power of dependable and rising annual dividends. Higher dividends predict growth. Enlightenment of the now. Better still, the world's cultural patrimony is now available not just to the rich and well located, but to anyone who is connected to the vast web of knowledge, which means most of humanity and soon all of it patrimony. Escaped from Corporate America, a practical guide to creating the career of your dreams. For working parents and other corporate professionals seeking more time for life, solopreneurship, solo pre, preneurship can be a very attractive option. Crunch point. You can do more of certain things. Dig your well before you are thirsty. W flies in about 20 times a year to meet with the most important members of his network, the Chicago area high school football coaches. How to stand in your truth and create the future you deserve. And you have a great deal of time to make your dreams into reality. Radical candor. As who is now CEO of YouTube, was great at helping her team nurture new ideas, nurture new ideas before they got bruised in debate. The greater the demographic, aging societies, waning inequality, and an inflation revival. This was in part due to the dynamics we have described just above, but also partly due to the changing nature of Japan's labor market as it sought out ways to escape its institutional customs. You've got to read this book. 55 people tell the story of the book that changed their life. There's a due date. There's a due date, but you don't know when it is. Once the due date arrives, you just return the body. Emotional design, why we love or hate everyday things. In my consulting work, I am often called upon to predict the next killer application, to discover the next product that will be so popular that everyone will have to own it. You can heal your life. With the mind, we could explore visualization techniques, guided imagery, and affirmation. The experiment that challenged the human nature. The individual is weak in his solitary opposition to authority, but the group is the strong. Flash foresight, how to see the invisible and do the impossible. How do we get past that reflex and build our business and our lives on a foundation of a continuous self reinvention? Korean culture for curious newcomers. They brewed alcoholic beverages every season and appreciated the beauty of life with the dear guests and the fine drinks. The Instant Economist. Everything you need to know about how the economy works. Aside from these instances, inflation in the United States was generally low up through the mid 1960s. What can you hear, one can you dare? How successful people become even more successful. Do we add our needless 2 cents to bite our tongue? Work the work, the number one rule for real leaders. A large percentage of the workers had been there for 20 to 25 years and they were considered impossibly resistant to change. On AI, analytics, and the new machine age, that ability reduce production cost while improving the product's reliability, as Vitamix found when it used the CLIP printer to make a nozzle for its commercial mixer nozzle. Range. How generalists triumph in a specialized world. One of Hindu's class tutors had seen him as a 12-year-old portraying Lady M in a school play and suggested he back legal studies and apply to drama school. 5 future strategies you need right now. Average pricing facilities. This wide availability by spreading the cost of insuring high risk drivers over the low risk ones. Over success. Healing the American obsession with wealth, fame, power, and perfection. America's obsession, the social and the psychological cost. Success is the one unpardonable sin against our fellows. Now for the bad news. In this and the next chapter, I will examine some of the personal and the societal aspects of Uber success. Uber success. Let my people go shopping. Can you have it all? Can you have it all? I will teach you to be rich. No guilt, no excuse, no BS. Just a 6 week program that works. Despite their astronomical compensation, fund managers fail to beat the market 73% of the time. The watchmen are the rattle, sinking our way out of extinction. So when the brain cells once responsible for moving our right arm became damaged, our brains had the ability to program other cells to move that arm. A brief history of tomorrow. Both the scientific research and the economic activity are geared to that end, each year producing better painkillers, now ice cream flavors, more comfortable mattresses, and more addictive games for our smartphones, so that we will not suffer a single boring moment while waiting for the bus. Comprehensive research and study guide. The man proudly explained to her their various tricks against wealthy white, so she will know better and never be taken by anyone herself. How rich people think. Turn your ambition into action. Middle class believe hard work create wealth. World class believe leverage created wealth. The professional. It seemed that when S had issued the American Depository Receipt ADRs in the United States, a certain amount was reserved for employees as stock option. The 21 indispensable qualities of a leader, becoming the person others will want to follow. He presented it to her, explaining that even roaches couldn't stay as long as they wanted in one place, but had to go to a new home. Power versus force, the hidden determinants of human behavior. The Olympics, one of the greatest dramas of human striving, and one that captures everyone's imagination, provide a context that should counteract personal pride.